See that out here in the desert of the Middle East, but we do have some elements, but we got a lot of excitement on deck.
Absolutely. Well, the hoods are up, but it's going to be slightly tough. We have before the finals later on, we have a playoff round first. As you can see on the right-hand side, it's rain, something that I imagine the children here not very used to, something that I am very used to. Richie, you're getting more used to it in Southern California as well.
We've had some recently, much needed.
Well, that's what we like to see, the mother making sure she has the brolly and leaving the child completely...
Kids are... Yeah, a little bit of a different format for this playoff, right? We just have one 15-minute round, 4 teams vying for top spot and the final spot in the finals, right?
Mahnos have made the final before. Ukrainian sisters are very tricky, hard to beat. They have great passing skills, good serving skills, and for the Mahnos, they haven't got long to get the job done. Ukrainian flag, as always.
And they get to start on the queen side, which we know is at least a very slight advantage.
Nature offensively, Rich, so let's see. Arnoud, have a look at the sand out there. He's drawing the torch, Rich, and for once I wasn't with you earlier on today, but I saw him designing it on his iPad, the drawing. A lot of thought and effort goes into this.
Well, it's the thought, the effort, the creativity, and then the execution is what fascinates me the most, I think.
And, I mean, as I said, it's one of those tasks that looks amazing. A bit like making your bed in the morning just for 2 minutes later for it to be, well, a new partner or a new team from Lithuania. Lovshin goes off the hands, good cover off her own work, and they love running this 2-ball, especially with Richie. It means that they leave their defensive movements very late at times.
Yeah, they do, and they actually add in a lot of movement on defense, right, with drops into the angle, a lot of sort of switching positions and so forth. And speaking of great defense, the Mahnos kind of doing what they do, which is playing great defense as well. And that play is really, really effective for Slovenia.
All arms from the Mahnos. Serve into the net. I mean, it would be very ignorant of us to say that a good start is everything in this game, because we know what happens in the last 2 minutes or so. We saw it multiple times yesterday. We can't wait to see how this ends up today. The women's final coming our way a little bit later on.
Yeah, only 3.5 minutes gone off the clock so far, but certainly your pick, Switzerland, hoping that late inning theatrics are on the order.
Yeah, well, the bounce-off taking place later on is Lawrence Leitner, Dmitry Korotov, Hagen Smith, and Ahmed Tijan coming back out.
And Boss whistling another set, thinking that that offering from Menyo is a little deep, perhaps.
Well, good left hand from Kotnik as well, because it's a fantastic result, but this year will be very testing for them in their pursuit of going to Paris. Lovsin.
Well, the reality is you got to play whoever's out there, right? But they were kind of soft field, strength of field wise.
Oh, and taking absolutely nothing away from the amount of growth right there. Been primed for over the last few years for gold. The bronze medal in Tokyo. Bentele certainly on the way up, and an exciting time for women's beach volleyball. We spoke about Izzy Fora, we spoke about Nadine Zumka and their influence on things over the past years, where you started to see Swiss women sort of start to get fifths in competitions instead of 9th and 17th, and gradually they've come into a podium team.
Yeah, you can't forget about Nina and Tanya either.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. They're very much on course from also making an Olympic medal. Could be a gold one if it keeps going the same. And remember, European champions in Vienna last year.
Lithuania so well so often, yeah, but well seen there and well executed by Menya.
And then Fauche Dupree, tight set, and that brings the Mahnos in the game. If it's going to happen for Kotnik Lovsin, it has to be now.
Yeah, if you're Switzerland, you got to like that you got a 6-point cushion here with under 2 minutes to go. Because
great swing.
6-point runs hard to...
They've also had a bit of a taste for it out here already tonight, which I think come final time, if your level's fairly equal to the rest of the field, it certainly helps you.
Yeah. And so often we see it happen like this, right, where a team gets off to a good start that seems like it's going to be comfortable, as we saw from Kottnick and Lufsen, but then they just stalled out. Bit of controversy with Baz, and that seemed to derail them just enough to open the door for Switzerland. And, of course, kudos to Anouk and Menya for capitalizing on that, really points.
Look at them, doing it the hard way.
Will they dance yet again later this evening after the final?
It's okay, girls. Me and Richie do everything the hard way in life. We get it. And, well, those have been great performances. And every time in the playoff, they have provided the goods, let's be honest. Well,
but also get the maximum number of... Yeah, certainly not the Dark Lord.
Right. There you go. The officials making their way out. I mean, Richie, we look
John
at
has more of a Captain Kirk vibe, don't you think?
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, that's a great shout. Okay, Richie. Serge Popov and Big Rez fighting to stay alive. And I mean, I would not take on these two Ukrainians in a scrap to stay in the competition.
Yeah, certainly one of our favorite teams to watch. Big Rez, obviously very imposing, and Popov so skilled all around in the game of beach volleyball. Such a tactician, such a surgeon out there.
No, you haven't.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, at 20, you're not even like fully mature physically as an adult, and they're already doing the things they're doing. So 1 or 2 more years from now, yeah.
Big Rez by name, Big Rez by nature.
Yeah.
Usually a big bear like him is hibernating this time of year, but he's out there in hibernation time doing the business. Oh, 2 blocks in a row.
Yeah, that's a wonderful swing from Henning there.
That's 3 blocks already from the Reds, and in the end, an off-speed shot off body to the sideline. Golden. Not when you're a little bit early on it and the ball's a little bit off. 51% win probability in that rally, which works. Well, I mean, if it's 51% towards the Swedes and it's 31% towards the Ukrainians, what happens to the rest of it?
I think that accounts for service errors.
Which is what we got. No, we got an ace, sorry.
We got an ace, yeah.
Big Rez. Unbelievable. How can a man at 208 be like a ballerina? Maybe we can get him out here in a ballerina uniform next time. Unbelievable from him. Off the net. Popov, great dig from the inside. Popov shows a little bit of line before chopping it back angle. Richie, you didn't know who was behind this song at the start of the week. Who is it now?
It's Benny.
Yes. In 3 years, I think that's the first thing I probably ever taught you. So at least I've got that. Knuckle to the sideline.
And here we go, your boys, the Ukrainiacs, in front.
Reznik, fast line, Popov, yeah, wanted to hit out 2, and that's the beauty of being Big Rez with those big arms, is that you don't always need a full approach to flourish.
Yeah, add on top of that the left-handed thing, and it's just enough of a wrinkle that makes him almost impossible to deal with.
Arm and held it. Big, the Resonator, outside of the court this time. And I mean, passing is excellent at the moment from Sweden, and it's the main challenges to them at the moment in Popov and Reznik.
Wow, that is just a touch of class right there. Got a little tight, so he just got on top of the ball.
Perhaps earlier on in the competition.
Yeah, he's got a whip, doesn't he, Falkarov?
Yeah. 17. Big Rez is just a nuisance. I mean, he doesn't get the kill block that time, but it is his block that means that Torch is under pressure. He doesn't have angles that second time, so he tries to go high over the top of Reznik, which easier said than done.
Great swing from Popov, just right up the gut there.
Great player, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is great. That was the only spot that was available, basically.
Enjoyed watching him in Dubai in that challenger. Second place, Ukraine's best result in a World Tour event. They are the best team from the Ukraine that we've ever seen.
I like the aggressive swing there. Doesn't get it over the net, Folkerots, that time, but fortune favors the bold, so to speak.
Folkerots pinches in to try and take a little bit more ball off the Ukrainians. They're still on one. Arm and Helvik have a bit of work to do, but there's plenty of time for them. Folkerots looking angle, brushing line. Popov beat him short, which is interesting. I'd love to know what the timing of Reznik's like in there and what Folkerots can see, because I think you might have said this earlier in the week as well, but what I've said before is that if he goes too early, you can see Reznik quite a lot of the time.
What a cover from Talks there. Unbelievable. Yeah.
Oh, there you go, another look at it. It was outstanding. Lefty stab cover.
The drawback to being a blocker the size of Reznik is that you can also be seen a little bit more easily by the offensive player, right? Well, how quickly he gets up and just uncorks that.
Thing of beauty. Oh, what a cover. Now they're cooking.
Yeah. That might be the kind of play, the kind of plays. I mean, just a great reaction right there from Amon.
And rightfully so. All teams very much still in touch. Well, at this point decides who's starting at the King's End post timeout, and it's going to go the way of the Ukrainians, and I think that's a small victory in itself. Rich, they get a little bit of a breather. They get to come out just like the Swiss did. They didn't take advantage of it, but post timeout have the King's End.
Yeah, all these teams are going to feel a little bit of stress, though, because, again, only our winner goes through. But everyone's still within reach, certainly. 3, 4, 6, and 6, but second place does you no good. Getting close does you no good. Everyone.
There is the Torch, and as you called it earlier on in the week, Richie, the Wiz Khalifa Stadium in the background. I'm still laughing at it.
Those, I love those condos, I think they are, that form 2022 in the background also. That's just amazing, such a, yeah, creative architecture there.
Big Rez makes the most of starting at the King's End. This very tough for Edgar's Torch, like one of the best.
Great set from Amon running through and getting his partner up there close. Critical.
Helvik again over the top. Popov changes direction.
Wow.
Beautifully, defensively. And there you go. Ukraine are not giving up yet.
Not at all, yeah. They're looking good. And surprisingly, Sweden's still unable to find their form we're accustomed to seeing them have.
As you can hear, our in-venue team say Germany's still in the race. Absolutely so. On the turn, Edgar's Torch, high roller, Reznik from the right side, pat to the line, Folkerots. He's probably going to put this one away, mate. And he does put this one away. Drops his arm a little bit on the high line, but it's high enough to go over the top, and it's high enough and fast enough, sorry, to beat that man there, the Popov.
Scoreboard standpoint, but just from a mojo standpoint for Sweden.
Absolutely. Well, they've got their chance. They've taken in a big rally.
Oh, my goodness.
And he was firing up Armand, but out past the sideline.
They need a bit of an assist here, I think. The Swedes. Big block from Edgars. Oh, how about it?
Maybe a little net touch there on the way through. That's a big play.
That is an unbelievable shot from Folkerots, especially at this juncture. Favors being done all the way around here for Sweden.
And you can hear the guard almost scream of Folkerots as he gets aced at a big moment. And now heading Winter. Maybe they can make some side outs at the end. Every team in this playoff, Popov unloading. They need to get back down to the Kings, and Big Rez is there and all over it. Big Rez again for a third time. Right-handed jumbo standing play from him and out the back. Oh my days. And heading nose with a big cry that that's them done. Here we go, Popov passes off the net. How's your clutch? Sergei Popov, oh! Edgar's touch has kept their dream alive. And it's Ukraine who are now probably done and dusted. Fokarov's almost for a place in the next round, no. Armand to keep Sweden in the lead, and there you have it. That will seal it for Sweden. Drama Richie.
Drama of the highest order. Holy moly. Everyone but Sweden coming through for Sweden, it seemed like right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody doing their bit. And Reznik with the block, and Sweden have just done it by 2 at the end. And as you said, everybody coming in clutch for them, knocking each other out in the race to beat them.
That was wild. Everyone on 6, everyone on 7, and just at the very, very end, Sweden closing it out. Man, what a carousel of emotions there.
My prediction's still in reach at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. And they don't, like they say in golf, right? They don't draw pictures on the scorecard. All the
Big Rez, Ukrainian Torch Hotel. As we get ready for the bounce off here, Armin Helvik, 9 points, longest day of 3. Interesting that if it would have been tied, we would have seen the Ukraine